Hello Beans, hello, and welcome to the Friday episode of Create Above and Beyond IkkyDoot streams, modded Minecraft. Hello, how are you doing? Oops, oh, I just knocked the painting off the wall. Oh, you can't take me anywhere, can you? You can't take me anywhere, no. Rips, let's fix that. Dip. And we wanted the fox. There you go. It's back again. God, can't take me anywhere. Hello, people, and welcome to the weekend. Whoop, whoop. So, I have had a very long week, and I'm looking forward to getting into tonight because I think we're not going to be a million miles off of finishing episode, or chapter, sorry, 2, because, well, we're not. We're really not. We've only got one more step to do. But, yeah, we should be able to get that sorted pretty quickly, I think. Maybe. While I was waiting for 8 o'clock and for people to join, I have also done what I said I was going to do. So our working station that was over there is now moving over here. So I'll quickly explain these. So over here, you've got the traditional... it jumps out, it comes along here, it gets squishificated. But I'm also going to pop another one here with a basin, which I haven't got in my inventory now. And they'll both jump into these boxes once they're done. So this is my squishing station. This over here is my grinding station. So you can see here you've got the mechanical mixer, and I've left a space underneath so I can pop a spawner there later. Over here as well, we've got one of the millstones connected up to a much faster jobby. Much faster. Over here, but I didn't have enough time to finish it, is going to be the washer and cooker area, because you can put the lava over here, the water over here, or something like that. And then there's no more needing to run over there to that other side of the pond here. I can just do it all right here in this little area. So these aren't going to be part of the assembly line so much as they are. It's just handier to have them here, but I'll finish them at some point. I'm not too stressed about finishing them right now because, well, we've got an episode to do. But I'll just quickly explain what this is here. So before now, we've all seen these here, these water wheels, and I mean it's second nature now. We've seen how these go. We've got quite a few of them. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. So on and so forth. But you can actually place these water wheels on the side. So instead of facing up vertically like this, you can lay them kind of horizontally. And that's what I've done here. So if I remove some of these for now, you can just about see it down here. There you go. So all it is you dig a U shape, 3 blocks, then 2 blocks, then 3 blocks. So you've got a nice, in a 9 by a 9 square, and then you, instead of placing the water wheel on the side like so, where you just simply place it, what you do is you place it and jump like that, and it puts it sideways. You can probably also turn it around using the wrench, but I fail at that every single time, so nah. But yeah, and then all you do is you pop a bucket of water there, block it here so that it doesn't go all the way around, and you'll still get the same amount of strength from it. So if we come down here and have a look at it, 2, 5, 6, which is what we get when we have enclosed the whole thing. So yeah, but this is just a working area for now, because I wanted to have it so it was all laid out and ready for us if we ever need to sort of jump on it and make 1 or 2 random little things. We don't then have to go dashing over there or borrowing part of the other assembly line. So this is just me setting some things up for later. So I wouldn't stress. Right. So we're gonna get on with the show though. I'll finish off doing that bit later, because we don't need to do that on stream. You've all seen how to put together a water wheel and so on. So I'm not going to do that now with you guys, because that's a boring task. Well, not boring, but you've seen it, and I don't want to keep doing things that you've seen already. So, right, so we have, let me just quickly refresh your little noodles, your little brains, and we'll get going. So over here, Yeah, out the way. In alluring expedience, this is where we got to last episode. So we've done the sand and the growing of the crystals, we've done the water supply, we've done the sky stone to redstone to rose quartz to LED tube, as well as the charging to make the redstone. And we kind of have iron for days, although we don't have a specific assembly line for it. We do have it. It's not. I don't feel like it needs an assembly line personally, but we have it. So now, and we made the deployer last time, which was very, very simple. 3 iron ingots in a diagonal line, and then 2 bits of blue dye makes you that jobby. So we've pretty much got everything we need, really. So we now need to go to this step, and this is what we're doing tonight. Is we're going to make the precision mechanism. Dun dun dun. So bringing together the electron tubes and the kinetic mechanisms using a row of deployers concludes your second assembly line. Well, I don't know about second. It's possibly more likely 5th, 6th, 7th, but it's close enough. It's close enough. So, what we do in here, we take our kinetic mechanism here, and we shove an electron tube in it, and then another electron tube in it, and then we screwdriver it to get the precision mechanism. Simples. Now, we've kind of done this already before for the andesite, but this time we're going to link it up with the LED tubes way over there. How stressed you are. So it's actually quite low at the moment from the looks of it, and that's the one that's running off of this water wheel here. So we could use some of this excess energy to run the second line of deployers. Potentially. We'll see between them. I did say that I want them all in a line, and I do. But I don't want them all smack dab next to each other, because that would be a bit claustrophobic. So I think if we have maybe 2 lines between it, or 3... Because the other thing as well is, if I place a cog here to run these, it's going to try and interfere with these cogs. So I think 3 might be better. Because 1, 2, and then you'd be placing those things there, so then 3 is probably better. 1, 2. There we go. Easy. Now, I know that this is stupidly long, but I'm just going to copy it for now, because we can always shrink it later. But 2, 3, and 4. There we go. We can always shrink it later. Not a problem. So I'm going to come over here. Connecty. Easy peasy. And as I said, we want these to be kind of in a line, so let's see if I can get it on the right spot. No, I didn't. Good start. There. So then all of our deployers have the space here to work in. Hopefully. And then all we want to do is we want to say deploy, and then deploy. Although I do actually kind of like a space between them. So let's go this way. So for those of you tuning in that haven't seen how to make these happy chappies with the pointy fingers and the things that do things. Oh dear. There we go. With the deployer where they hold something and then squidgificate it into the thing. It's very simply made. So I'll just quickly hop into the JEI over here. Spell create wrong. Oh dear. There we go. So here's your deployer. So to make that you need that. So the golden hand, which is very simply, it's 1 bit of andesite alloy and 4 pressed golden sheets, which you do with the smooshficator as shown over there. So you pop all those together, make the golden hand. Once you've got the golden hand, you want to use it, so I push U to show you, you want to use it with one of the andesite machines, which is why we needed to get all those mechanisms going, and the golden hand in a smithing table, and it will make the deployer. Now the kinetic stress is quite high, which is why I'm expecting we're going to probably need to make another trusty old water wheel, because these guys, love you guys, mwah, mwah, mwah. So Let me see if I can. I think it ran out of space. Yeah, it ran out of space. I'm just moving that there so you can actually see it in action. You can see it then go kaja. And it does the thing in the hand. So it goes stage 1, 1 bit. Stage 2, the second bit. Stage 3, which is the bit with the saw. And then you're laughing, really. It's going to not like that stick, isn't it? Give stick. This is because we don't have a filter yet on our tree farm, because the tree farm still gives us absolutely everything and not just the stuff we want. So we'll get there. But yeah, there you got a lovely example of it working right now. We're just doing that for the level 2 items. Whee! Riding on belts is never going to get old. Never going to get old. Right. So you're in line with that. I'm going to need to put a tube on that. At the moment, the only way to refresh this is to take this over there. So these items in here are what make the chapter 2 items. So I'm going to manually for now. There is a way to link all of this up and have it so it automatically does it. But I mean, once you've got a full box, you don't need to worry again. So they'll all go in here once they're finished, and they'll be the second item. But for now, let's have a think. So actually, I might. No, it probably is all right. So I'm going to do some finagling. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's another word for jiggery pokery, basically. Because I've realised where I've put my conveyor belt, if I can get up here, is just a smidge too close to the first one. So I'm going to pop the chest that feeds it right here. And probably then pop a chute or a funnel on top of that so it will get going. There we go. Simples. So then I think now, as you can see, we've got a slight problem. I say problem. I don't know if you've already figured out what the problem is, but if I'm flingificating this way, I'm not going to be able to get it into the chests above this. So I might have to put a chute to the side of it, like we did there before. Or bring it out this way and flingificate it from here. Which would work slightly better, potentially. So maybe that's an option. Maybe. Right. Either way. Now. Can I turn this around? Oh, that was not quite what we wanted to do. Well, that's a nuisance. Hang on, let me just get those off of there. And maybe if we turn that off? Really? No? Better. Okay, so it turns out I didn't need to have those there. I only needed to connect one side, but right. That's better. Oh, I can stand still and think now. How did that get through there? Look at that. That's supposed to be a half plank, a slab. Oh well. Right. So I might actually have to set these slightly off kilter. But that's right. Let's pop a bridge over here so I can actually stand and work. That seems like a sensible idea, doesn't it? There we go. So. I wanted this one to be in line with that one, but maybe I pop it here instead. Because then that would solve that problem of having the box in the wall, but then that means everything would have to move that way, so maybe not. Right, 1, 2. Space 3. Nice. And that's in line with that one. Lovely. Look at that. Simple. So, we now want to go up here, because we're going to attach a chute to the top of these two fellas, and then we're going to attach a chest, if we can. 2 seconds. That bridge. There we go. There and there. I could use the scaffolding, but because this is all over water a little bit, it's a bit more pain. And then, do we go plangificating from there or here? We can go from here, because we can do, oops. that. Wrong button. There. Which will scoot it into only that one, I think, though. Yeah, only that one. Hang on. Haja. Funnel. Thingy. Shoot. Thingy. There we go. Huh? Which then goes into the side of that. So when we plingificate, we want to target that. Yeah, that looks like it'll work, doesn't it? Now, I wonder how feasible it is to take the power off of these guys. Because if this isn't stressed yet, we need to make it stressed. Well, that looks like it works. Should we try another one? Oops. Wrong. Slightly better. Also not stressed yet. Well, seems to be going good so far. Moderately stressed. Ooh, so we're getting there. We are getting there. But this makes it a lot easier without having to faff around with the cogs. 2 and boop. 3. Easy peasy. Look at that. Oh, we're laughing. Simple. Right? Lovely. Right. Quickly go sleep so we can see what we're doing. Seems like a sensible idea. Hup, hup. Now that we're all the way back there again, I might as well take the bed back that way. Because we're not touching this side too much. So let's put the bed here for now. Got a lovely riverside bed thingy. Right. So, we've got some of it together. Not all of it together, but some of it together. And actually, I've had another idea. What if... Let's take that out of there for now. Because that might be a bit of a pain to reach. What if we had the box actually just here? And used a funnel for it instead. That'll be easier to reach, won't it? Right, okay. That appears to be working. Apart from the fact that the conveyor belt's not moving, but I mean, it doesn't actually need to right now. We can make it, but there it goes. Okay. Right, quickly knit back to the base because I need to pick up all of the undersight funnels ever. And then we'll be giggling, I think. Funnel. Because we want whatever's in there to come out. Out. You can tell because that's the way in, that's the way out. So I wanted to spit out and onto this conveyor belt. Right? For now, I'm going to hand bale this one because, well, it's not going too hard. So I'm going to hand bale them from here into really? Wait, oh hang on, wrong box anyway. That one. Wait, no, not that one. Oh, goodness me. I'm having a good moment. Bear with me. No. You can tell we don't rehearse these. Peeps, we don't rehearse these. Hang on. Give that back. Thank you. Right. Try again. Attempt number 2. Why can't I open that? Shoot. I'm fairly certain I can open that one over there. Yeah, I can open this one. Why can't I open that one? That's weird, isn't it? Is that weird? That's weird, right? Right. Ooh, I have far too much stuff in my box. In my bags. This is nope. Kelp for days. My kelp farm is too good. Really, honestly, this is a problem. Watch every single episode and you'll see what I mean. Every time I walk past that thing over there, I get attacked by kelp. Right, where are we at? So we want the LEDs in here. And now, these guys, there we go, are holding LEDs. Lovely. Excellent when a plan comes together. And this guy, I want him to hold the screwdriver. Also good. And we need to pop a funnel on there so that whatever comes along gets in it. Which whatever comes along should be the finished thingy of these thingies. I know that was a lot of thingies, bear with me. So pop that on there. And then we get to watch it go poop. And then poop. And then whoop poop. Beautiful. Although I don't like that how that's sitting there like that, because that could despawn if this ever runs out of materials. So maybe we do put this funnel or this box over here. But yeah, look, you can see now it's adding the LEDs. So if I snag that one, it's the original, right? Gonna run out of space for this. Hang on. Nope. So if I snag that one, it's the original. If I grab that one before he squishifies, you can see the next step is to deploy another electron troop. If I snag that one before it gets to the screwdriver, you can then see it's at the next step. And then if I snag this one before it gets into the box, hello! Precision mechanism! Woo-woo! So then you can see them all side by side. And you can see as well they have got, like, the finished items do have a slightly different texture. So this is the kinetic, this is step 1, step 2, and the final piece, step 3. So we finally have some precision mechanisms. How's about that? So let's pling this one back onto here, because I want it to... Yeah, I got that in the right space, didn't I? Yeah. I wanted to do that, and I also want you to go over there and do that. And if this is now... It's not quite empty yet. But that's fine. Hang on. Yep. Give that back. Because we're going to move that because I'm not keen on where it's at the moment. So we're just going to yoik that off and yoik that off. And then I'm probably just going to pop it exactly here. So. And plop it here because I wasn't keen where it was. So. We're going to pop it here. Against that wall. And then we're going to pop a thingy ping on it. Tell it to point it outwards, please, because I want you to spit all of it outwards. Or, well, one at a time, at least. That's the difference between chucking it onto a conveyor belt and putting it onto the conveyor belt. Putting it onto the conveyor belt means it immediately snaps to the conveyor belt. Chucking it on, if there isn't a space, it will just hover. But because you have this right next to the conveyor belt, it kind of slows down and does it for you. So yeah, just so you know. Right, okay. Not going to destroy that and just have it splay everywhere because the betting is it'll end up on the conveyor belt. There we go. Lovely. Right, now let's get rid of this. We don't need this here anymore. I guess it can get into the box fine. And that one. There we go. Lovely. So we haven't quite finished. Not yet anyway, because we still need to get the items from in here. Not those items in particular. Hang on. You all get out of my inbox. I probably need some of that in there, but never mind. And we need to get the item from here. Because that's the whole idea, is to actually automate it. So it's doing all of this over here. I now want it to automatically get out of this box and into that box there. Which kind of makes sense in my head. So, and for that, I think we're going to need a few more of these. Because I believe you can do all sorts of janky patterns with these. So, nope, stop it. We're going to pop a block on the front of this. So I can attach that there. And then, can I do... No. Still no. Bear with me. One moment. One moment, caller. I still don't understand why it's not then... Unless I do that, and then that. But then that wouldn't let me open the box. Maybe it is easier just to plingify it sideways. So that it gets into there, because then you can still open the box. It must be something with the whole bending it thing. I shall test it further. Trust me, I will test this further. Right. There we go. So we now need to get our plingificator in line with that chute. Right. And I think we're going to go here. I think that makes the most sense, doesn't it? So, and there's an easy solution to everything. Right. So, why have I left that barrel floating? Good answer. There's a good answer coming. So, if I grab another mechanical belt and right click, it means that it brings that cog out far enough for me to be able just to connect it to the weighted ejector. Although I didn't set it up. So 2 seconds. Because what you do is with it in your hand, you go over to what you want it to connect to. I knew there was a reason I was leaving that block there. So I want you to connect to here. Then you can see target selected. So you hold down shift and right click on where you want it to go to. And then you'll see as well, you'll see which spaces are valid. Because if I want to put it over here, it's kind of telling me no, you can't. You've got to be in this row. Which is exactly where we want it. That's why we had to change things around a bit. And you can even see, kind of, if you look carefully, the green line shows you where it is plingificating to. So we pop that back down. And what we do now is we grab another andesite funnel. I told you it's going to be all of the andesite funnels. I warned you. There. Now, we're not accepting things in, again, because, well, we got the arrow, so we click that, and then it plingificates. Did you see that? Hang on. Doing. God, that was a good shot. Hang on, try again. Yep. No, I think we ran out. We ran out. But that is that. That is kind of technically sort of chapter 2 done. Because we have automated it now. We've linked it all up. Ta-da! There we go. Brass. So type it into JEI. If you ever don't know how to make something, JEI is your way forwards. The just enough inventory over here is really, really helpful. And in this instance, we want to figure out how to make brass. So you click on the liquid, and over here you can see you've got smeltery controllers, foundry, and mixing. The foundry and the melting in this pack only includes if it's already a item. So here you can see that these are all already brass. So if you've not made brass, you need to go away and make brass and then come back and melt it again to get that. But this is why I was trying to make a little working area, is because you can mix two to make brass. So you mix copper and you mix zinc and you get brass. Now there's no heating required, thankfully, so we don't need to have a blaze already, but you're actually going to see how to make brass with this episode. So I'm going to grab these guys. I'm going to turn off my auto spout thingy because I don't want it to go. And we're going to melt you two. And we're going to grab our copper cans. And we're going to make a couple more because, I mean, it's kind of handy. So, it's kind of handy to be able to transport these thingy bibs. There we go, got a couple more. These will always get used, so don't worry about it. So I've popped into here 4 ingots of copper and 4 ingots of zinc, and it's melted. Now in other mod packs, when you do this, it mixes automatically in the smeltery and will turn into brass. It will automatically do it here. In this pack, because it's all about create.com, you actually need to take it out of here and mix it. So you can actually use the mixificator here to turn it into brass, right? So all you do, pop your copper cans into one hand and right click where the drain is. Not on the faucet, but on the drain. If you click on the faucet, it will pour into there and you'll have to melt some more. So click on the drain. And we've snagged all of that. So you can see now I've got 4 copper cans, 1 set full of molten copper and 1 set full of molten zinc. So we take a little trip out here to the aforementioned working area. This is why I wanted this. We could automate all of this, but you don't need that much brass. So, and we come over to the mixificator. You've seen this guy before. And all we do then is we chuck all of this into the basin. And you'll notice as soon as I did that, it started mixificating. And if you have a look at the little tag there, it says all about all of the brass it's making. Now, if you connect this to a conveyor belt, it will start spitting it out, I believe. But we want to just chuck it back into the smeltery in there and have it pour out automatically. So just to get it out of the box again, out of this basin, right click. And you can see I want the copper. I don't actually want the copper, I want I want the brass. Give me the brass, you fool! It's got to finish mixificating. Probably shouldn't stand that close to molten metal. Probably some kind of OSHA rule about it. Now, I call this a little bit unfair, but it sort of makes sense. I chucked in a total of 8 ingots, right? 2 of each, 1 copper, 1 brass. No, 1 copper, 1 zinc. And you only get 4 copper cans back, so when you do this one, bear in mind, kind of expensive. This is why you need to have an unlimited resources, because you're gonna need it. So we bring our copper cans back in here with our molten brass in it, and all you do then is you click on the seared drain again to empty the buckets, and then we right click on that, and we'll have our first brass ingot. Ta-da! That's how you mix an alloy. So we go with a log and a bit of brass to make the brass casing, and you get 2 for the price of 1, which is quite nice. And then we take the brass casing, just one of, and surround it with the precision mechanism to make, dun dun dun, a brass machine. Yay! Ba-doo! Da-da! So that is now chapter 2 complete. Let's cover over now what exactly we can make with these. So if we go into the stone cutter, we have several things we can make. We can make a brass pipe module. So if you're using pipes to get items around, especially liquid, you can make a module for it. So you can have it doing different things like increasing the speed or whatever. So that's that one. You have the brass tunnel, which is the thing I've been wanting and dreaming of. We also have the brass funnel, the stockpile switch, the mechanical arm, and the content observer, the sequenced gear shift, the rotation speed controller, and the furnace engine. We've only talked about the stone cutting side, which already has quite a bit. The smithing table has a little bit less of it. Still kind of fun though. So let's start with you. It's a pipe pressurizer, so you can make a pipe system work better. You now have the numismatic dynamo, probably that's how you say that. It basically eats food and generates energy. Yeah, it's like a human in a box. Yeah. We'll probably make that at some point. We don't have enough food to make it and use it right now, so yeah. We have a feral flare lantern. Now this one's kind of fun. This is another mod, Torchmaster. But it's working in the same way some of the other mods do with Create. You can place it and it'll pop around little flares all over the place. So you don't have to, you know, torch spam the place, because the feral flares will just do it for you. Quite nice. Where do we get to here? So item terminal. Allows viewing and requesting of all items in a pipe network. So theoretically speaking, you could link up all of these and connect it with a pipe and then use that terminal to find what you need. I'm not going to do that. I can do that. I'm not going to do that. The only reason being is we're kind of saving up for the applied energistics one, and that one's very expensive and a little bit better. So you then got the trading station. I can actually show you that right now because I've already got one. And the mechanical crafter. I think it's good to leave it there. So thank you all very much for popping along to see my stream and continuing to follow me on this crazy journey. I do very much appreciate it, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I hope that it lasts as long as possible so we don't have to go back to work because blah, or school even because blah. I should be encouraging school, but I'm not going to. No, because it's the weekend. Yeah. Right. So, good night, my beans, and I'll catch you on the flip side on Wednesday for the next episode. Good night, and goodbye.